Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the Old Paper Lady. I'm Lori. If you're new here, hi and welcome, and thank you for joining us. Today I'm going to try to work on a few of these book page glue pages that I've got. What I want to do is try to make me some full page stackable pockets. We're going to do a little bit of base building today, and then we may do that for a day or two, and then we'll do a little bit of decoration on them. So most of our pages for our journals are, 5.5 inches. So these I want to be around 4 inches. So I'm thinking if I just do the words, it'll be 4.5 inches. And I think that would be fine and dandy for me. So I'm going to trim off just the side pieces of these. Now you can keep them and fold the side pieces. You can take and fold them like this and make you a gusseted pocket, and it would still be, your 4.5 inches, and you would glue those down. You can do that, but I'm going to take, so I want to build me a couple of full page book page pockets. And then I would like to take and these, I'm going to try to stack them like a triple stack belly band. Does that make sense? I believe Gail Augustinelli's doing something kind of like this. So I want to do, and you'll glue. I'm going to glue like here and down. And then on this one, I would do that one and down. And then you could tuck stuff in like here and here, and then this would be a full thing, a full thingamabob. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do today. Let's try to get some of these worked through. Now the only part that I would probably decorate would be the actual bottom, the bottom part. Put a fussy cut or whatever, because we're going to take. I'm going to turn the words where they're right side up. And we're going to stack them like so. And I'm just cutting the sides off of them. But we're going to, stack them like this. I guess I need to start putting a measurement on them, don't I? Well, that one's 4. Because they're not all from the same book. That would help, wouldn't it? Well, we'll just trim the bits off. I'm going to trim the sides off, and then I'm just going to take and stack them up and cut it. Let's do it that way. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? If they were all the same size, that would be great. Because, see, some of the words are over here. Yeah. So let's just do it that way. Okay, so that's what I am going to attempt to do today. This one is at 4, so, well, line them up, line them up, line them up. Okay. Now you can take and save your cut off bits if you'd like to stamp on. I've got a whole box full of them. I really don't need them at the moment. Alright, so even though this says it is a Star Wars book, we're not going to be mindful of what it says it is on it. Now, be mindful that, your page is 8.5 inches tall. So I'm going to take about every inch here and stack a pocket. Is what my plan is. So that's 4 inches. That's 5 inches right there. And then we'll cut the bottom off right here. So it'll be 8 inches. Or actually, you can just cut it off. Yeah, I'm going to cut the bottom piece where it would be 8 inches. So then, because your page height is 8.5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets, and then you can do a side tuck on whichever side you put it on. That's what I want to do. So now let's put this thing together. All right, so I'm gonna lay it down on my 10, and then from the 11" to the bottom, I'm gonna glue. Does that make sense? So these are 4.5 inches, so then our 3-inch tags will fit in these perfectly. Well, so that's kind of what I'm wanting to do. And then make me a whole paged stacked tag, or stacked pocket. So our 3-inch tags will go in that. I'm trying to drive the glue straight, and I can't do that neither. I can't do that today. Oh, look, and I done messed up there, because you know what I did? I glued all the way to the very top. Knucklehead. Knucklehead. We'll just wipe that off. We'll just wipe that off. Sure will. I'm going to have to wash this whole table up. So now, when we go to put a tag in these, and I probably should have inked them. So you'll have a pocket there, pocket there. So the height of your paper will be the height of your tag. Does that make sense? So the height of these are 4 inches tall. So I would do a 5 or 6 inch tag, probably 5 inch, just so it would, you know, stick out the top. And that's what I would do. And had I been thinking and been smart about it, I would have inked about, you know, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry it. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to lay it back down here. And this one is starting on the 13. We'll go back to the 13 over here. So we're just using up some of our glue pages that we've glued on them and folded them in half or what have you. That's what I'm doing today. Whoopsie. Get on there, buddy. And it doesn't have to be exact. You know, I'm just giving you the measurements of what I'm thinking in my mind so that it will fit completely on a page. So this is your journal page. You see what I'm saying? So you can have it to where it fits like this and you still have the border around it. Now, I'm wanting to have at least maybe one more, you know, 2 more pockets on it. You see what I'm saying? And then I'll just trim up down here at the bottom where that last pocket is. The last paper behind, I'll trim it right here. And that'll fit on my page, and I can have a tuck spot here or here, whichever way I put it on in my journal. Go back to our 10 inches. So every inch we're putting a pocket. So this is on 14. So I'd like to do a few of these you know, have the full page pockets and stuff like that. So that way, if you do have, you know, like some scrapbooking paper and you don't have a tea dye or a coffee dye printable that, you know, in your stash or what have you, and you're low of funds, and you're looking, you know, of a way to cover that white page, this is perfect for that. And then you could take your ink dauber and just go around the edges, or you, if you have a stencil or some stamps, you could do that. Put some stamps around it. Most of the time, I would probably just take my ink dauber and go around the outside of the paper when I put one of these on in a journal. And it's basically, I have got a ton of these because, you know, I've been making master boards, and I've been using fussy cuts and stuff. I've got a whole drawer full of them, and I need to use some of them up. And that's what I'm doing. Just using up some of my glue pages. I don't want to rub down too much on that one that we just glued because it may move it. But yeah. So then you take, because you keep in mind that your page needs to be around, your page is 8.5 inches, so that would put you right here. So now I'm going to cut this right here at 8 inches. And that is going to line up with the bottom of that last one right there. Just be mindful not to cut that, because remember you glued that, so it'll be open. And I'm just going to cut right across that mark right there. I'm going to actually cut right below it, so then that way I'll ensure that I didn't get my other pocket that I've already glued on the back. So see? Yep. And so now when I go to put this on a page, I can put it here like that and have a tuck. And I would put mine like right at the bottom. Do it like that, so then you can put, and I would glue like in a C shape, either way you put it. So then you have a tuck behind. You have, you know, you can do it up here as well. You can make you a long skinny tag to put up there and glue it in a big old U shape. And then just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tags. Or you can do the side tuck on either side. But if you can see, like, you know, there's a pocket, there's a pocket, there's a pocket, there's a pocket, and there's a pocket. And now these are 4 inches wide. So I just kept where the words were on it, and that was it. Now you can take your fussy cuts, put on here your laces, you know, and stickers and whatever you want to doll up this. But I thought that would be neat to do that with. So I would put a fussy cut here and some stickers and, you know, stuff like that on it. Like I've got a bunch of these washi stickers that won't hinder something going in and out of your pocket. And see, look, that tag there would work perfect behind that. Sure enough would. Right on your page, you put it in a U shape. Heck yeah, there you go. Perfect. And then you got the journal card that you can stick out the side. Love it. Whoopsie, let's knock our glue over. You know I can't have a video without something being fumbled around. I got to have the fumble fingers, but yeah, so there's your tag. It goes down like that. And this is 4 inches. So, see, and it sticks up just right at the top of where that other one is. So I'll put this in behind it so you can tell the difference. So see right there. Yep. So yeah, 4 inch tags will work great in these. You'll be able to see them perfect all the way up and down it. And this is, these are 2 7/8 wide. So you could do a 3.5 inch by 4 inch tag in these. and it would work perfect. So now this is a 3-inch tag, I do believe, yeah. And it, see, that goes in there. Yeah. Actually, that's a 3.5-inch tag. So yeah, 3.5 inch by wide by 4 inches tall. That would be perfect. Sure would. So that's one idea I was thinking about doing. Now this other one, you got to be mindful of how tall it is. So your pages, you know, your belly bands, you want to do about 8 inches. I like to have a little 1/4 inch trim on the top and bottom. So this, are all of these papers the same? I hope so. 1, 2, 3. Let's get 3 that are the same size, hopefully. Yep, so they're 8 1/4 of an inch. Not too bad. And I'm not even going to worry about that jagged edge there on them. I like that, actually. Now, these I am going to ink just so I think it gives you a little better of a visual. Because that is kind of blendy with the book pages there. But heck yeah, I was like, shoot, let's just do this. And ink around it. And these you can decorate with lace, fussy cuts, book page, you know, scrap paper. You know, you can collage on these, you know, whatever you want to do with them. This is just a base of stuff that I know that all of us use if we have, you know, glue pages like crazy. You know, where we tear a book apart, or, you know, we're make an altered book or something like that. We have book pages, book pages, book pages. So, and these I'm going to ink all the way around, and I love how that is. I don't even care. It adds character to it. But now, depending on what side that is on, I will probably go through and make sure that it is glued down completely. You know what I'm saying? And these book pages here are pretty sturdy book pages. So I'm just going to check. We'll run us a bit of glue around that and get my glue to come out. Anywhere that may pop up and snag or tag or whatever we're trying to put on it. Always keep your paper towel handy. And let's smush that glue out. This one here needs a little bit down here at the bottom. Okay. So I'm just gluing the edges, the rough edges. That's all I'm doing is just gluing the rough edges. Make sure that if, you know, when I go to stick my tucks in there, that it doesn't get snagged on that or what have you. Now you can make you some skinny tags or skinny journal cards or whatever to go in these. That'd be great. So these are just a couple of ideas that I like to use for these book pages, where you don't have to do a whole lot of cutting. You know what I'm saying? Use them as they are. Now, and I know some books are bigger and taller and wider than others. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I know my page is 5.5 inches. So probably about every inch, I'm going to put down another book page, just like we did on that other one. And so this is going to be a nice wide belly band where I can decorate on each piece. You know, all of those washi tapes you have would be great for something like this. The color washi tape to match the color of your kit. If you have blue and you want blue on it, put that on it. If you got purple color washi tape with floral bits and you're doing a purple themed journal, put that down these strips. Washi tape is great for this. And that is probably what I'll wind up doing. And I know, like I'm saying, I'm probably not the first one to do this. Matter of fact, I know I'm not. I know I saw Gail do this, and someone else done it too. I think Miss E did it over on Scrapbooking with Me. pretty sure she was actually one of the first ones I saw do a stack tuck belly band. This is, yeah. So now when I put the first one down, what I'm going to do is at a 1 inch in, I'm going to glue there back around, and then I'll lay it down. So I'll put it down, and I measure over 1 inch, and I'll glue and make that complete closed off pocket in itself. Now you can leave it open, but I would rather just have the individual pocket, because you know we always have a bunch of most of the time in kits, you know, you have a bunch of those smaller journal cards and stuff like that. This is perfect for those. Or you have cutoffs from previous projects that would match your kit, and you know, you want to make just a small little writing spot. You don't even have to back it. You can put it in here and use it. Okay, so I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to wipe my desk because, you know, I got glue seeping out. And I'll wind up having everything glued to my desk here in a minute. I used to not glue nothing on this mat, but, you know, I've learned, you know, hey, I paid for it. I bought it. It's mine. Use it. Use it how you want. All you got to do is put a little bit of soap and water on it. And I have learned that if you get Fabri-Tac on it, just put you some rubbing alcohol on it. Pulls the Fabri-Tac right off. Or you can put glue gun on it, and that'll get it off. So now where that one is 1 inch, I'm going to go over to another inch from that opening, and I'm going to glue and do the same thing. Oops, I about went to the top. And then this one, I chose to put this one out because it has that rough torn edge. So then we're going to set this one on here. And you don't have to leave 1 inch in between them. You can do a 1/2 inch or whatever. You know, you could do them closer than that if you want. That's just the measurement that I'm using. And in just a second, I'll show you why. Get this on here and get it glued up. And this is also another good way to use up those glue pages. Now look, when we take to put this in our journal, there we go. Now see, that is pretty much a full page tuck spot. Now you can take and glue that top and bottom, and you can take and put you a journal card underneath here on either side. Or if you would like, just glue the whole thing down. Probably what I would do in most cases is I would glue, you know, a top and a bottom, slide it over to the edge, whichever way I put it, and make it a tuck in the front. And then, or you can glue the whole thing down. You can glue like this in a C shape. So then you have a tuck here. You got a tuck here. Then, but that covers a whole page. How cute. So then on this, you know, you could do the tall skinny florals. You can actually just take a cut off scrap, you know, put it up, you know, just leave you some words on there, a little bit of words. You can do that all the way across it, whatever you want to do to it. Or if you like the book pages and you can see that there's no ugly words on it if you're selling it, or if you're making it for someone in, you know, that is going to offend them. So that's why I said you can take and cover it up with washi. That would be great too. But yeah, or if you just like, you know, the book page look, you can leave it like that. So this one here, I would do another one, but some I want to leave plain like that because it's going to be in a lighter tone journal. Does that make sense? So it would be, you know, just a neutrally looking, not grunged up. Now I would ink, you know, around the outside of it, but not in between. And the only reason that I want to do some one way and then some where I ink each pocket is just, you know, for keeping in mind of the journals and stuff that I know I've got that I would like to work on and like to put together. And that's all. It's just preference. You don't have to ink anything if you don't want to, honey. Like I say, it's your crafty stuff. You do what you want to. I'm just showing you because, you know I've got a whole drawer full of these. You know, I've got 2 stacks where it's the pocket fold, where it's folded in half. Then I have the long ways folded. And so I choose to glue the backs of them down, just so it's less to interfere with my, you know, because I do a lot of master boards where, like, the pieces, you know what I'm saying, are glued together. Now, all of those are glued down, but look, you know, if you're taking this and trying to shove it in there, you know, it may catch if it's not glued completely down. So that's why I choose to glue the backs of them down. Now, you can leave them open where it would go, you know, lead you to put a wider tag or what have you in it. Now, where that is glued is from here to there. So that's what you would need to measure. What you would put in your pocket is the length of this. So I glued mine from here to here. And then, you know, the next one's on there. It's glued the same way. Even though we moved it 1 inch back, that's just the start of the pocket. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hope that makes a little sense. Or, you know, I'm not talking circles. Or just, you know, maybe just repeat myself. But see, the little smaller journal card bits, love it for that. So those are my 2 use up your glue page, book pages ideas for today, where you can cover your whole, a whole journal page with it, especially if it's, you know, like if it's white on the back. Now see this, I would love to put that in a journal like this and glue, you know, in a U shape, and then have a tuck here, tuck here, tuck here. Would this be awesome? And then this I'd put on the other side, you know, have all my pockets stacked up, have a tuck spot there. Or, like I said, you can put it down at the bottom, glue it in a U shape, and have your tag tuck at the top. Just whatever you feel like you want to do with it. But, yeah, so that's a few things that I thought we could use up some of these glue book pages that I have acquired. So, hope y'all don't mind for the shorter video today, but I thought you would like a few ideas on how to use some of these things. Excuse me for coughing. But I think that's going to be cute. And we'll make a few more of those and decorate, you know, decorate the front. We'll do, you know, up through here with washi stickers, washi tape. That's why I chose to go to printing my fussy cuts on 20-pound printer paper, just regular copy paper. So I could glue them on something like this and it not hinder a tag going in that pocket. If I want to put a fussy cut flower right there, I can, and it's going to work just fine. And I just pulled that off of there, jerking on it like a no-no. Like a no-no. But, yep. So, hopefully, that'll be good for y'all, and have fun with it. Shoot. I know everybody's got book pages, so even if you don't use them as glue pages. So I want to use up some of these, and I've got stacks and stacks, because in our area we have places that give out like that do these free, they do these free car books and stuff like that. So I'm going to use some of them as glue books. So I've gathered up a few of them I want to use up. And then they have, you know, like these, my boss gets these here at the store. I'm like, hey, let me use that for a glue book. You know what I'm saying? And then they even have, what is it called? The Surrey Scene or what have you. Free books, free newspapers. So I'll grab something like that every time I'm out somewhere. I'm like, oh, heck yeah, that'd be a perfect glue book. But I also keep in mind that I love using my book pages in my crafty stuff. All right, thank y'all, and for listening to me jibber jabber and play with my with my paper stuff a little bit. So I hope that's all right for the video today. I'm going to get off of here because it's probably after 1 o'clock now because I got started a little late this evening. I was just goofing off around the house. Actually, I'm not even going to lie. I got caught going down the rabbit hole of reels on Facebook and then looked and said, oh, hush, it's 12:30. Alrighty, y'all have a good night, and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow, and we'll get some more ephemera builds and stuff going, okay? Thank you. Have a good night.